Hey guys, I wanted to just very briefly, and I'm speaking more to the younger generation who may watch this someday, um, but I wanted to briefly go over something. So at Thanksgiving, after I had spoken about some of your ancestors, I was by the campfire talking with one of the younger generations of the Lassiters, who are all so impressive. I'm so impressed with everybody, but anyway. And they said something to the effect of, we were talking about your ancestors, and they said something to the effect of, well, they were all slave owners, right? I mean, as if completely dismissing them from being worthy of discussion. And then another thing happened. So Guy, my 11-year-old Guy, he had to do a Civil War report. And he was given a list of topics that he could choose to do it on. And one of them was Robert E. Lee. So I said, oh, why don't you do it on General Robert E. Lee? He's a distant relation. You know, you share the same ancestor, Richard Henry Lee, if you recall. Oh, no. He wanted slavery. He was evil. Just this very simplistic view. I didn't say much about it because he's 11, and I understand that history probably at that age needs to be taught. You know, the moral of the story is slavery was bad, and I get that. And if that's what he's learned from that slavery was bad and that the North won, I think that's good, because indeed slavery was bad and the North did need to win, and that was a war that had to happen, and it had the right outcome. Now, probably any ancestor, in fact, I haven't found one yet, any ancestor of yours that fought in the Civil War would have fought for the South. They were not fighting for the institution of slavery. If we were to time travel back in time and ask them what they were fighting for, none of them would have said they were fighting for the institution of slavery. They would have all said something to the effect of they were fighting for their states. They were fighting for liberty. Now, and this is going to go over like a lead balloon, but I personally believe that 100 years, 200 years from now, elective abortion will be viewed as barbaric. I believe that our descendants will look on it and say, women allow babies to be chopped up in their bodies and pulled out in pieces or vacuumed out of their uterus? Oh my gosh, that's horrible. Well, now, I have been on both sides of this issue within my lifetime. We have family on one side of the issue and family on the other side of the issue. And we all love each other. And I don't believe that those on the opposite side of this issue are, just baby killers, some sort of ghoulish, baby killers. I know what they believe about this issue and why they believe what they do about this issue. Now, like I said, I happen to believe that our descendants will feel a certain way about it. I could be wrong, but I happen to believe that that's what's going to happen. So this is a prime example of, I think, of an issue where you really need to be careful about judging people based on the situations, the political situation, the political realities, or just the general environment in which your ancestors were living at the time, and trying to judge them. One thing I think you can take from all of it, from learning about their failures as people, because they are all just humans. We are all just human. We are all fallen. And I believe that one thing that you can do is that, all the parenting mistakes that I've made probably could be boiled down to one simple idea, which is that I want for my children to be better than I am. I want for them to learn from my mistakes so that they don't have to make them. I want them to achieve more, be better. I would bet that every single ancestor you have wants the same thing for you. So let's glory in their triumphs and be proud of their accomplishments. And if we are a little bit ashamed of some of the views they held or some of the lifestyles they may have had, let's learn from it. Let's learn from it and let's be better. But But be wary of throwing the baby out with the bathwater in this respect. Be wary of judging people. So, okay.